Welcome to Psionic Aftermath. I'm Xenodactyl. This is the VTL Week 7 match. I'm streaming. And up first we have a PVT on 16-bit. And let me introduce the players and we'll get right into it. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of the map as the blue Terran, representing TeamUR, it is Andact. And in the bottom left, as the teal Protoss, representing PsiX, it is Orbuffle. Is that a Neeb portrait? Anyway. Let me just make sure everything is running properly, and I'll get back to my usual business of casting and bringing hype, entertainment, all those things. Okay, so where was I? Okay, Gateway Expand for our Protoss, and Reaper Expand for our Terran. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. Probe gonna zap this SCV. SCV is gonna play chicken, run away, and I think Antact wanted to trap the probe on the inside of his wall, but it's not so fortunate. Reaper is out now. It's gonna go across the map. And no! Oh gosh. There we go. The Reaper will see that things are normal. We do have a Stargate coming out for Orbuffle. Warbuff the second. And right away getting those two probes. Actually, I think one of the probes that died was the scouting probe, so one probe for the Reaper. Where is the Reaper now? There's the Reaper. Oh no, he got 2 kills. Oh, okay. I can observe well. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna have a nice oracle to start things off for Warbuff. And anything else of note? 111, maybe, sort of, mostly. No, this is looking slightly different because that. Anyways, Oracle is gonna fly in and it will zap some SCVs. Cyclone is out. Does get the lock on, but the Oracle does fly away. Come back and zap another day. I guess it's another day. Gonna finish off a SCV or two. I guess, barely not out of range. Good SCV kind of spotting for that. SCV kind of derping still. It wants to go home. Oh, what a sad life. Oh, now it's going home. Oracle never got it. Lucky day to be a SCV, I guess. Anyway, behind this, Warbuff has gotten a pair of Phoenixes, and he's gonna take a third at a cool 5 minutes to this game. But there is gonna be a Widowmine drop, and that might give Andak some ability to rectify the worker lead that Warbuff has secured for himself at this early stage of the game. Unfortunately for Warbuff, he did not see this drop, and his Phoenixes barely miss it, so it's gonna unload here at the natural, already picking off a couple probes with just the Marines, and the mine does fire. Not really sure what it got. Only got one kill, so nothing too eventful. Good lifts. Gonna allow Warbuff to clean up the rest of this eventually, but he did lose 14 probes in the process. So I'm not entirely sure how. I guess the Marines just Marines. Okay. That's kind of painful for Warbuff. Something looked funny, but I don't see what it was. At any rate, Oracle does finally die to the Marines. A little bit unfortunate, but the important thing is that Warbuff knows this is coming. Unfortunately, he didn't get the tag, which I'm sure he would have wanted. I imagine that's why his Oracle was moving back. He does get the first mine before it burrows, but he doesn't have detection, so he's going to have to be careful of that mine. It's kind of zoning him out, and I think he's just going to give up this third. Oh well. That's 500 minerals down the drain, as there was a pylon there that also got picked off, but it's more important to survive than to save that third, I suppose. It doesn't really have the worker count to saturate it anyway. Good force field going to cut up some of this Terran force, and oh, the mines. Okay. Andak is not in the best of positions. Warbuff is not in the best of positions, as Andak has set up this contain. Not quite getting that mine, and it's just gonna reburrow. Okay. A lot of Stalker Zealot here for Warbuff, but no AoE in this. And what have we here? Okay. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Warbuff is getting 4 proxy gateways because why not? It's not like one proxy gateway would have accomplished the same thing and you could have kept the rest at home, but we're gonna get a force field on the ramp, and that's helping, but there's a lot of Marines here, and he's still in range of this tank. The force field does expire. Liberator is encroaching. I think Warbuff is in a lot of trouble as this tank moves up this ramp. It's not quite yet sieged though, so maybe if Warbuff can do something about that. He does have a counterattack on the other side, and that's a good blink to get the tank, and the Liberator also goes down. Suddenly this defense is plausible. Zealots on the other side of the map also getting into the Terran production line, and suddenly, like, this has been deflected. It's not like Warbuff is still behind on supply, but he needed that defense, and he got probably the best defense he could there. So really well done, using the Blink Stalkers to get right on top of that tank, and then snipe the Liberator immediately after. Good targeting. Oh, he might be able to catch some more Terran air units. Not quite. Warbuff has to be really careful. He doesn't want to lead the Terran army back to his proxy 4-gate. It's really funny to me still. I don't really know what to make of that. Terran has taken a third, and Warbuff is just kind of said, okay, I'm behind, I'm just going to try and kill the Terran now. He does have a good number of sentries. There's no medevacs with this Terran force, so stims are going to be pretty valuable. There's too many Stalkers, actually, so Warbuff cleans all of that up. There is a harass force, shall we say. There's no detection here, though. So that Banshee could go unpunished. This frontal assault here from Warbuff has broken the ramp again, but he lost all his Stalkers to the bio that was sitting on top of the ramp. He does clean up everything on his side of the map, though, so I guess the Banshee never got a cloak or what have you. I still don't see oh, there is an Oracle. Okay, so he did have detection eventually, somewhere, somehow. I mean, he's had that Stargate, but I didn't know he queued it up. I suppose he probably did when he saw the Banshee. He's gonna lay a Stasis Ward. This should buy him some time as the Terran is angling to push his third again. He should back up. Okay, there he goes. The Oracle is now hidden itself, so the Stasis Ward will not be as obvious. If he kind of left it there, that might telegraph what it was doing in laying that trap. This is still a pretty uphill battle for Warbuff. He's down like nearly half the supply on workers and army, so there is going to be a drop to the natural, and Warbuff's going to have to deal with this. A scan does go down at the third as well, so he knows about the mine. He's not quite set it off yet. Okay, actually, for knowing there was a mine there, that was... or, mine. a stasis ward. That was rather unfortunate, but Warbuff just doesn't have enough. The stasis was as good as you could hope for, but I just don't I don't see this happening. There's too much Terran. The stasis expires. There is a force field at the top of this ramp, but Warbuff is gonna give the GG. Okay, let me go see where our next platinum is. I thought I saw her. Oh, there she is. Okay. Alright, our next map is Redshift. What happened here? Okay. Good target, needed a pause. I'm going to get water so that I don't die. Okay. It was unpaused because reasons. Where are we? We're in the southwest as the Green Zerg. It is PsiX. Good target. I guess PsiX Academy. And to the northwest as the Red Terran representing Team Unrivaled. It is Andact. Okay. So, hatch first from our Zerg, and looking like a Reaper expand from our Terran. So far nothing weird, nothing too cheesy. Standard openers. Kind of interesting SCV scout. Seemed like it was stopped in the middle of the map for a second, but maybe I'm just imagining things. Don't know. At any rate, we're gonna see a good target check the gold for a proxy, I guess. I was wondering if she was gonna take a really fast third at the gold, but doesn't look like that's quite what the drone had in mind. Or maybe she was and saw the SCV coming and changed her mind. I'm not really sure what she's thinking at the moment. I guess we'll find out in the near-ish future. Drones are going to come down to this natural expansion. CC is nearly complete on the high ground. I think we have a hole here. So that could be a bit of a problem for Andact. He is going to move his factory over now and start that Hellion production, I presume. Reaper is out. Oh, actually, that's a Marine. Wait. Did he not build a... I guess he just went fast factory instead of Reaper. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a hole. Sad. There might be some sad SCVs in the near-ish future. Should that be punished any. Command center is going to float over. We do have a SCV, or SCV, what am I talking about? Zergling checking that gold to make sure that there is no surprise expansion. All in all, things are fairly normal. Actually, let's scratch that. We have a Baneling nest, and I'm not sure what this Evo wall is for. Ling's kind of carelessly running into the natural, not really getting what they're looking for. Gonna run up into the main. That's actually a wall on both sides as the... Oh man. Had that been a lot more Lings, that could have been much scarier. Missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. These players are platinum, so I suppose it's forgivable. It's just kind of funny. Like, things like that happen at all levels, I suppose. But, like, I don't know. I'm sure everyone makes mistakes. We're actually going to see a spine wall and queen here. I feel like good target got a sensible read on what might be coming, and I don't hate it. She can always move these spines to get her Lings out. Unfortunate to lose the active creep tumor. Her third is down at the gold base. Terran is going to swing around to harass that. There is a Liberator there now. So she's going to want to spread, like, creep out the back or something. Need to do something in order to push back this Terran harass force. I saw. Oh, there's the queens. Okay. The Lings are not very high in number. she does have 3 spines. Is that a spore crawler? Yeah, okay. And on the other side, Andact he's just kind of going about his Terran life as Terrans do. He's gonna bring his forces over to this gold again, and probably look to shut that down from the safety of this barrier, as Zerg is generally a ground force. There's a second Baneling nest. I think she cancelled that, as it was just about to complete, and meant to build a spire. That's my guess. And it's really unfortunate, because that is not what she queued. So in a moment, she's probably going to cancel that again. Or otherwise, she wanted 2 Baneling nests. The tank does kill this gold base, and oh, that's really unfortunate. She took this 4th to be a secret 3rd, and the scan came down on the 3rd as the drones are transferring. So, like, traitor drones giving information to the enemy. There are Banelings. Okay, he's gonna burrow the Banelings. The issue is that this burrow is on creep, so it would be something of a minor... Okay, she cancels again and builds a Roach Horn. It would be something of a minor miracle if the Terran actually... Yeah, okay, there's a scan. This is the problem with burrowing on creep. She's gonna unburrow now, but it's so late, and she's lost pretty much her entire army. This is just, I think, a lot of unfortunate things going for a good target, not really her way. And Andact is playing well today, so it's probably gonna take a diamond to stop him, if he can be stopped. We are gonna see some Roach Ravager come out toward the very end here, but I don't know about this. There's like 5 tanks, a Liberator. Fortunately, there's not a ton of Bio or Cyclones, but this tank line alone is a nightmare. And she does pick off 2 of the tanks, but there's 3 more where that came from. And now the Terran Bio reinforcements come up, and I think good target is just about to tap out. There's the GG. Okay. Well, it happens. next game is going to be on Catalyst, a PVT. And spawning in the bottom right, on a hot streak, it is the Teal Terran Andact. And in the top left, as the green Protoss, representing PsiX, it is the movie star John Goodman. Alrighty. Well, I'm pretty sure Goodman was watching Andac's game against Warbuff, so he should have a general idea of how this Terran likes to play. We'll see how exactly this pans out. I'm actually going to see a fast second gas for Andact, so perhaps this is Cyclones or maybe a fast Banshee. Again, just kind of going off of past experience. Gonna wall that off right away, and Goodman has actually elected to not go for the, shall we say, standard gate expand. Instead, he's going to hide this probe over here. He has a Zealot coming across the map. Maybe this is just a gas-heavy Zealot opener, as he does have this probe on the low ground for a Nexus. This is kind of interesting. Yeah, he is gonna just expand behind this, so I wonder if, let me check something. I don't know. I was gonna say, if he scouted the double gas, he might have dropped a second gas to kind of get faster tech. Well, we are going to see the factory with the reactor and proxy barracks. So Goodman is going to have to be pretty careful. Given the way Andact played the last game, Goodman may assume that there is a command center in the back somewhere that he's just unaware of. And that could really hurt him. He does get that last Marine. It's a really interesting build coming out of Andact. I don't know how you support all of this. I mean, what do we have? 2 barracks, factory, and 2 starports, all on one base. I really feel like there's a missing component to this mathematically. Okay. And this is very cheesy from Andact. He is supply blocked, fortunately for Goodman. But he doesn't have a whole lot here. There's Twilight, I guess, but it's not going to be. He's going for DTs, but this is not really the time you want this. The Cyclones are here now, and he's just getting those 2 Stalkers. He does get a decent round, sort of. It was okay, but Terran does escape. One Cyclone is very low health. Hellions are going to come in now, and that's going to mean the same probe pull is not going to pan out so well for Goodman. But the Cyclones are not here with this fight, so that's going to give the Stalkers a little bit of time to deal with this, just to some extent. He does get one of the Hellions, and he will now pick off that weakened Cyclone. But there's still a Hellion and a Cyclone here. He's lost 12 probes. I think things are not going Goodman's way. The Dark Shrine is now complete, and DT Blink is underway. He does hold, and Terran is still on one base. So, like, losing those probes wasn't the end of the world. He still has more probe production than Terran, and he's, like, right now he's down in workers, but he'll catch up momentarily. The DTs are in, and there are no scans here. There is a Liberator coming around the other end, and it is going to siege up the mineral line for the main. Stalkers are a little bit slow to respond. I don't think, okay, he is going to pull the probes as he's dealing with the Hellions still. This has gotten very chaotic. He does warp in some Stalkers, and they will pick off that Liberator. There's still, actually, neither of the DTs were cleaned up. Orbital is floating away. SEVs, I think Goodman may have done it. He just has to defend now. That's all that's left for him to do. There's enough Stalkers here to ward off this Terran cheese, whatever we want to call it. The Orbital is going to land, so Terran can get back to mining, but the Stalkers have gotten around the Liberator. They have dealt with the Hellions and cleared the Marines. They still, well, mostly cleared the Marines. Two of them not going down without getting a couple probes for their troubles. Dark DT still harassing, and Andact will tap out. Okay. Let me see who their next player is. Oh, okay, I see. So, I guess they're, they only had one platinum. And Cameral is going to be the next player, so he's gonna take up that D2 slot. hopefully John Goodman was ready, because I screwed up. Okay, he's fine. I didn't get a ready from him, but I thought he was ready. Anyway. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as the blue Protoss representing TeamUR, it is Camarel. And in the top left, as the green Protoss for PsiX, it is John Goodman. Let's see here. Anything I am...
Did you get your food yet?
Not yet. Okay. So far we have standard openers from both players for the matchup. It's going to be a 2-gate. We'll see what tech they decide. And if there's like some... Okay. Actually, I'm not 100% sure that pylon blocks. This may be for it. Do you have the depths queued up? No? Okay. Does that pylon block? It looks kind of funny. I guess we'll know in a second. He's actually not... I guess it does? I don't know. This looks strange. I feel like I should know this. Let's see here. If this is here, this... It can't be. This isn't touching right. No, this... It is. I'm having a conundrum. I'm gonna need to go look at this later. Well, advantage definitely goes to Camarel, as it totally was walled. It just... I guess the... Oh, you know what it is? It's this white. This white on this map always throws me. Yeah. Camarel has forced Goodman into a PvP that I don't think Goodman wanted to play, and behind this he has... His Nexus is nearly complete. And, gosh. Goodman is gonna get a Void Ray and 4 gates? Gosh. I just don't know where you go from here. I mean, yes, he will have more production and more units. Actually going up to 5 gates. I don't think you can support this. I think this is too many gates. A 5 is already pushing it, especially with that Stargate. Okay. Well, Goodman is going to all in, because things have gone terribly. But there's already an Immortal out, and his production hasn't really kicked in yet. He's gonna get charge. Okay, 6-gate charge. Yeah, this is not a thing, but 6-gate charge, 1 Void Ray. Stalker is going to scout the incoming attack. It will get surrounded and die. The Immortal is here. There's some sentries. They don't really get any force fields off. They're just trying to put up some Guardian shields. This isn't going too badly for Goodman. He gets the first Immortal, and the second one is being targeted. The Stalker count... Actually, is Goodman going to break Camero with this really wonky attack? I think he can lift the Immortal. Okay, doesn't matter. He doesn't need to. There is another Immortal that's come out, and the charge slots are on top of it. They're not really getting the surface area they would like, but the lift now comes in, and I think he may have done it. With the funniest all-in I've seen in quite a while. Okay. Goodman closes out. There's the GG. What am I watching?
You've seen The Last Jedi in Star Wars?
Okay. That was interesting. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, and got him the win.
Weird caveman movies.
All the skin of the wolf.
Weird movie.
See, you have to go over the head and drag her out of here. To secure the left.
Okay.
Let's just try how it
Looks like we're gonna get a... Let's see here.
Oh, they have the chopsticks. We keep these chopsticks.
Let me see here.
Are they?
We did 16-bit Redshift, Catalyst, and Dreamcatcher. So yeah, no, that's right.
Oh, watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see the sauce on the top?
Yeah.
So our next map is gonna be Acid Plant.
A lot of CG in this. This is shoot right there. I'm gonna trip over.
Sorry.
So it's
Oh, oops.
you want the left.
No. No, that's
that's why she into the world.
Okay.
Wait. Something else I watched a lot on my phone.
You alright? You got months. Stay alright.
That's blood.
Okay, I'm. Oh, okay. I must be tired. Nah, nah. Anyway, we're going to ignore that. Sorry, Goodman. Oh gosh.
Not from True Blood, from Vampire Diaries.
Alrighty, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of the map as the Blue Terran, representing TeamUR, it is Lowstorm. And in the bottom right, as the Green Protoss, representing PsiX, it is John Goodman.
You're not thinking of the same show? Vampire Diaries? Yeah.
Okay,
No, not new.
here be the proxy racks. So we're not gonna have a normal game. Lowstorm pulling out the cheese right away. We'll see how much he dedicates to this. Might just be a proxy reaper. Might not do much more as his second gas hasn't gone down. This is scouted by John Goodman, so he should be aware that there's something at least a little bit weird coming out of the Terran. We'll see just how weird it gets for Lowstorm. Reaper has started and the SCV is moving in. You know, I think Goodman has read this as a
He always plays usual.
proxy cyclone, but it's just gonna be a proxy reaper, and that CC does go down for the Terran. So as long as this reaper disrupts Goodman and whatnot, or reapers, I should say, disrupt Goodman, Lowstorm should get away with this kind of wonky opener. Okay, bounces the couple of probes. Can't really get out. You know, I really like the idea of the Proxy Reaper, the way he's done it, but I don't think this was the map for it. I think on say, Lost and Found, where you... Oh, okay. This Reaper with the jukes. Gonna get back in this base. Zealot is going to stop this command center from developing, and Reaper is back getting some probes, trying to anyway, but a Stalker does pop out. And actually, this is turned into some nice counter-aggression for Goodman. I don't know if, oh, this is not a wall. We have Houston, we have a problem. the Protoss has invaded, and okay, Cyclone does come out, and that will allow Lullstorm to stabilize. Unless it falls, the Zealot is right on top of it. Nicely done by Goodman. Mule does go down as Terran will eventually hold, but this is so much lost mining time, and unfortunate thing is this Nexus still is only now going down. So while this was really good harassment, the macro behind it not quite where it could have been, and Goodman is going to have to set up for another attack in the near future. He does have a lot of he will have a lot of production and a warp prism. So 4 gateways, a warp prism, that can definitely put the hurt on for our blue Terran here. This bunker will probably be salvaged soonish, and I think Lowstorm assumes that the game has calmed down. I don't know what would tip him off to this next stage of Goodman's antics. There is a probe at this third. I'm not really sure why. We are going to see a low ground bunker. The Stalker does get picked off by the... Wow. Everything that kills Stalkers. Minus a tank, I suppose. 2 Stalkers and 2 Sentries is not exactly what you want to be poking in here with. He's going to lose... Okay, barely doesn't lose a Sentry. And he gets on top of the bunker. Very nicely done. Forcing back the Terran up that ramp. Fortunately for Lowstorm, he was slow to cancel this high ground bunker, kind of wary of what Protoss may be doing. The scan does go down. He sees that there are, in fact, 4 gateways, and a tank does come out for Lowstorm, so that's going to allow him to secure this location for the time being. There is a warp prism, but it's not really at a vantage point to reinforce quickly. It's kind of far in the back. Goodman has saturated his natural, and the game is normalizing. He's going to get charge, so that's going to allow him to continue his aggression, or he could use that as a harass tool. He's actually going to poke in now. I don't know if he wants to be here, given the fact that there are 2 tanks, and he doesn't have blink or charge, so he doesn't really have the tools he may want to take this out, especially being one with one of the tanks on the high ground. That could there's not a whole lot for the Terran in terms of army, but the Terran has the composition that he needs. Goodman is definitely in a vantage point, though. He's up in workers, and he has a slight edge in army as well. So, all in all, this game is looking pretty good for our green Protoss. He just needs to play it safe, keep the pressure on should he choose, but ultimately, okay, he is going to get that third and take this to the next stage of the game. And the burden of closing out is... Oh, he's going to donate some... Okay, well, that was unfortunate. Donating some DTs, missile turrets up right on time. It was scanned, I suppose. Oh no, it wasn't. He just knew. Might just be a timing as part of his build. It is pretty late in the game, so, like, you know. Okay. Lowstorm does have 4 barracks. So he's gonna, and there's a reactor on his starport, so he's looking to pump out some medevacs and bio. I don't really know where he wants to take the game. I guess he's gonna set up for a 2-base timing. But like this is a pretty sizable advantage for Goodman.
You can tell this is a big budget movie.
It is a big budget movie?
I mean, big enough where advertising.
This pylon has been found by the Marine, so that's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Scan goes down on the army, sees the 4 immortals, 2 sentries, warp prism, couple DTs as well.
That's what they got. So, news station.
Those will get turned into Archons and a hallucinated Colossus. I don't know if that was a misclick or intended. It certainly can give the illusion that this Protoss army has more to it than it really does, but I don't think Lowstorm will buy it, and it's kind of early to really have an effect on this. I mean, you're already going to force a scan with the DTs, so... At any rate, he does push the Terran back with his large force, picking up the Archons. They get a couple extra hits. He scans, he's looking for something. I guess this DT, or I don't know. And, okay. Goodman is going to press the issue. He doesn't have any splash that I'm aware of, but he has a huge army. Yeah, I don't see any splash. He may not need it this game. If he just goes now, Terran hasn't really hit that critical mass relative to the Protoss that splash becomes necessary. So, like, the Archons are enough splash if he can find the right engagement. These mines could be a problem. They do get a good number of the Zealots. Terran is going to bunch up into this choke. Good force fields, kind of... Well, they started good. He gets the Vikings, and I think he's done it. There's not much Terran left, and Lowstorm is gonna tap out. Well done, Goodman. Alrighty. Let me see here. Any last announcements I need to make? Well done to John Goodman getting the last. Actually, I guess that's a all kill for Goodman. So well done for Goodman. And next week, on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, there will be the MVP Cup for PsiX, the in-house tournament. No other events on the schedule right now, but stay tuned and they will be there. I assure you. Alright. Catch you guys later.